and this is now part 2 of our Stranger Things D&D module review, and we are continuing the cons, and with me again is Nick.
Hello, how's everyone doing? I hope you liked the first one. Hope you subscribe, the dude deserves it, he makes good content.
Thank you.
If you like D&D, keep showing up, and we'll have a lot of fun. Watch the previous video so that you can get caught up with this one. Again, there are spoilers. Just making sure that you guys know this, like this one, and comment what you think of it. And if you would like us to do more reviews, please comment, make sure that we have that up for you. And, to keep this going, because Peeler needs money before he's 70.
I do.
Okay.
Wow, you did all the things that YouTubers are supposed to do that I never do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is why you need me on the show more often.
I do need you on the show. So,
all
right.
So
Here's
here's where the second part really comes in. It's too easy, as we were talking about before we ended the video last time. It's too easy. Well, too easy. You have to understand that a game cannot be too easy nor too hard. There's a challenge to it, but it cannot be too hard. This game's way too easy. Peeler, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could you, in theory, really, take the Paladin, just the Paladin?
Yeah.
Because the Paladin really has it made.
Yes.
In this campaign. Couldn't you just take the Paladin and run this as a one-shot campaign for one character and beat it?
Absolutely. So long as the person playing the Paladin didn't try to fight the Proud Princess, he would be fine.
Which the Paladin being lawful good probably wouldn't.
That's true.
So we don't even have to worry about that.
Right.
But I'm sure the Paladin could probably do it.
Oh, yeah.
The only troubles he would have is probably the Knight. That'd be it. Really.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And at worst, he could pray to his god and gain the answers.
Yeah. He does have a +0 to his intelligence modifier, though. He does have an 11 intelligence. He might, yeah. That's
the only thing that could slow him down. Yeah. But I'm sure a prayer to his god could probably suffice.
I think he would take 1d4 lightning a couple of times while dealing with the Knight. So...
probably, but I mean, at the end of the day...
But he's also got hit points, so he can take it. So...
And he has lay on hands that can heal himself for 15.
Right.
At any point.
Just grab his crotch and heal.
So
it's good to go.
He can Michael Jackson it, yeah.
Yo!
It's pretty much to the fact that you could take this Paladin with his 20 armor class. Actually, here's the big thing, is that really, because there are now 5 free fucking rings, would you make him a level, or would you make his armor class 24?
Well, if I recall, there are rules, like, you only get, like, 1 bonus from, like, an enhancement of a ring, I want to say. I mean, again, if
per ring, though.
Well, do they stack with each other? Or, like, I think back in the day they didn't stack.
Technically, yeah.
I mean,
on technicality, it is one ring.
If you're playing with me, it's like, yeah, you get +1 per ring per finger. It's like, he probably could get like 20 and put them on every single digit and get like a +20 bonus to AC if I'm running the game because I'm an asshole. But like,
well, I'm just saying, I'm mainly just saying, like,
I would probably nickel and dime the guy and say, no, you get 1 ring. You can wear all the other rings, but it's not going to raise. He could literally get like 19 other rings, all with a +1 enhancement bonus, and when it would not increase his enhancement over a 1. Because if I recall, that's an older rule that you can use, where it's like this enhancement bonus doesn't stack. I normally don't like doing that, but it's like if I'm dealing with a player who's going to be doing that, yeah, I'm suddenly going to start following the rules. It's like no, you just get 1 +1 to your AC, fucker. That's I would do that. On top
so we'll
of that,
just do a base +1. He is a 20.
The other way around that is Sir Tristan would only be giving, like, it's per each player. So since he's the only player, he only gets 1 +1 ring and 1 healing potion. Whereas, like, if it's like it's not like the other guy
so showed up. 2 bags of holding.
Yeah. He would get a bag of holding.
You know.
Yeah. Or like he gets two bags.
So 2 bags of holding.
Yeah, you get 2 bags.
He
of holding.
gains he gains the ring. So now he's at 20. He gains the sword. So it's more a question of, could you run this with just the paladin?
Oh yeah, he definitely very easily. Especially if I'm not adding. I would not mind running this, but I would heavily edit this. That's the thing that I'm kind of interested in doing. There's another channel that's really great, Seth Skorkowski. He does a lot of D&D and Call of Cthulhu content, and he does these. He does this where he talks about modules, and he especially goes over a lot of older modules. I've learned about. He's talked about Tomb of Horrors, which is a classic. He's talked about All That Glitters is, like a lot of classic Gary Gygax stuff and Call of Cthulhu stuff, and a lot of his stuff a lot of stuff he recommends I want to track down and run for you guys one of these days when we're done with City of the Spider Queen. But he often will go into whether a module is good or not, like we're doing right now. And he does make like here's what I would do. He would suggest modifying the modules in various ways to make it more challenging or less challenging depending on how it goes. And I think this one series needs some serious editing. Maybe,
but that's the thing is that I'm reviewing this based off of what you get.
Right.
You can talk about modifying it all you want.
Yeah.
You can talk about taking it and making it better.
Right.
But I'm talking about the $40
for what it is.
spent.
Yes, it is. This is probably not worth $40.
I don't even think it's worth 20.
Yeah. I mean, because how big of a niche, like how, in terms of if you're looking at your audience here, you got to be a Stranger Things fan, and you've also got to be a Dungeons and Dragons fan, and even then, there's a lot of feedback. Okay, are you a classic Dungeons and Dragons fan, which this kind of has an appeal to? This is the era he was playing was 2nd edition, maybe 1st edition, probably 2nd edition D&D, but it's done in 5e. So it's are you a casual 5e player? Are you beginning? Are you an old school fucker like me?
This is again a starter. This is again a starter set.
Yeah.
It is a starter set. I don't care. This is for people who are starting to play the game.
Right.
I'm going to get down to my final con. Yeah. My big final con for this, right?
Right.
And then I'm going to give my overall review of this game.
Okay.
I'm going to give my overall review of it, and I'm going to explain piece by piece why I think I've given it the grade that I have.
Right.
And explain why it is what it is, and why I think what I think. And if you agree with me, I'm happy with it. If you don't, fuck off.
Okay. Fair enough.
Make your own video.
Right.
It's my biggest complaint, period. The biggest complaint I have is that it just gets boring.
Yeah.
It's just actually, you know what? That is a big complaint, but that's a small complaint. It's boring. But my biggest complaint is that this is not a good starter set.
Yeah.
It's not good for starting people off.
Right.
You cannot. Let's rule into this now, and now I can get into why it is my biggest con, and the reason why I'm grading it so low. Do you want to do a 10 out of 10 grading system, 1 out of 10?
Yeah, sure. Well, look,
okay.
Let's make sure we know the scale. 1 is nasty crap. 1 is Beast the Primordial.
1 is the worst.
One for me is Holy War, Fatal, Beast the Primordial, Via the New Legends, the worst role-playing games of all time. By the way, Black Tokyo has a 3, so it is not the worst. 10 would be really good classic Gygax D&D, really good World of Darkness, just the best role-playing game you've ever run. My friend Other Josh's games, because I'm going to keep praising him until he gets on here and starts making YouTube videos. It's the only way to shut me up. Yeah, that's like a 10.
To me, this is a 3. Actually, you know what? I will give it a 2.5.
So you're saying if we combine it with Black Tokyo, it would be better. We just need some tentacle hentai. and it'll be fine.
No, I don't even think that would save it.
Really disgusting feats like Armor of Filth and things like that. That'd be okay.
I would give it either 2.5, 3.
Okay.
That is my rating for it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, the number one con of it is that it is not good for beginners.
Yeah.
The original starter set, I would actually give about a 6, maybe a 7.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it was good for people who wanted to get into D&D.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't.
Yeah.
It has elements that are good for beginners.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It has introduction to magical items. It has, the Demogorgon. It has a big boss monster for you to face.
Yeah.
It has all of these things that could have made it good. Don't get me wrong. Could have made it great.
Yeah.
But beyond that, at the end of the day, it is not good for beginners because you are making it easy. Too easy. You are making it to wherever they are so set up that they get bored. You are making it to wherever you are pandering to an audience.
And
you are making it to wherever...
The number one rule of Dungeons & Dragons and all role-playing is to have fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. And something's wrong. You're either playing with the wrong group or just the game you're playing is not fun to begin with. And, yeah.
In fact, the person who told me to buy this was Zach.
Yeah.
He wanted me to run it for him.
Yeah.
Told me to get it so I could run it for him.
He only can run games, liar.
Well, no, he wanted to... This was the one game that he wanted to play.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to see how it would go. He looked at it, he was like, oh, this is cool. I would play this. And I went, great.
That does seem the way to Zach's heart. Zach is just you gotta give him a concept that's cool enough that you could like. That's the thing. It's like, again, I like his Fallout stuff. I like the stuff that he runs, but it's like it feels like to get him to play, you've really got to tantalize him with like, wow, this looks really super fun. And
it did. This tantalized him. This made him think it was going to be good. You know when I said people fell asleep?
Yeah.
He was one of the guys who fell asleep.
Yeah.
When the guy who wants to play this game, who begged and pleaded for a month for me to get this for him, fell asleep during the campaign. He fell asleep before the night, by the way.
Oh, so he never even got to the Proud Princess?
He didn't even get to the Proud Princess. He fell asleep before that.
Yeah.
That's when you know you have an issue.
Right.
But it's a matter of... It's a matter of the fact that you cannot, at all, pander to an audience. You can't just pander to an audience just to sell things.
Right.
You can't just say Stranger Things and then give us D&D with one Stranger Things creature that isn't a big boss.
Right.
You can't advertise Stranger Things and then just make it a D&D campaign. And it's not even a good one.
It does feel like it is a weak, very weak, like, role-playing module that is essentially trying to promote itself and get sold based on a gimmick. And asking $40 for that and not really being of quality does seem like a major detriment. And I definitely don't think I could recommend it for $40 or $20.
I can't recommend it at all. The only thing I can recommend it for is collection.
It's for what?
Collection.
Yeah.
Just to say I have it in my collection. Don't open it. Don't stay away from these shitty games.
I think I agree with it. I that. I mean, that's why I have Fatal. So it's like...
it's something to have on the shelf.
Yeah, I don't have Fatal. Mm-hmm. I don't have Beast the Primordial or like Racial Holy War on my collection though, because I just straight up don't want those. But like, you know, that's like no, I don't need to support that. I'll support Fatal because it's funny, but it's like, but you know, it's like, you know, that's on my shelf ironically.
But it's something nice. But it's something nice to have on the shelf, you know.
Yeah.
You know, just as something there.
I don't think this is anywhere near as bad as Fatal though. Fatal's, oh my god, Fatal.
No. No, it's not.
We never finished character creation with Fatal.
No.
But I did establish that I had an 8-inch long and 8-inch thick troll penis, which was apparently the most important thing about gameplay. Oh no, also 8-inch.
Oh, of course.
It was 3 dimensions. It was 3 dimensions, all 8 inches. 8 inches long, thick, and wide. So I had a cube. I had a cube-shaped troll cock. You know.
Jesus.
So that was like just a big like cube. That was that was clearly the most important thing to establish in character.
Yeah, the SpongeBob SquarePants penis.
I think it like I had it was SpongeBob SquarePants, just coming out of my crotch, and that was a thing. That was a thing that happened.
SpongeBoy me Bob.
SpongeBoy me Bob.
So. But it's nice to have on the shelf.
Yes.
Other than that,
yeah,
I can't recommend this to anybody. Because even to the fans of you know, Stranger Things, I can't recommend it.
I think I agree with that. I think I agree with that assessment. It's this is like I would probably recommend it a little bit higher than you, but you actually ran it, and it's like based on what I've seen here and what you pointed out, it's like this is not worth $40. It's not worth $20. Get this like if you want it as part of your collection, if you're a super huge Stranger Things fan. If you want to modify it like I would like it, if you just want to use certain things from it, like certain elements from it, like the Demogorgon for your own campaign, but you don't necessarily want to use the campaign itself. I would not pay full price for this. This is not, I actually have my copy because I found a cheaper way of getting it. No more on that. But, I would not pay, I don't think $40 is not a fair price for this. So I'd probably wait. I would wait a little while longer until it goes down in price and it's cheaper. It's like to add to your collection. It's good, but like it's fun to have. But as it is, this is a deeply flawed campaign, and I think it really would only really enjoyable with heavy modding. And I think it can be. I mean, that's the thing. Like for me, I like having PDFs. I like having all different types of PDFs for that purpose. For it's like let me take these. The toy may be flawed as it is, but if I combine it with something else, I might make it better. I think you could add a couple hit dice to the Demogorgon, maybe add some abilities, a template or two, and you'd have a really bitchin' monster. And even like the campaign as it is, it's like spruce it up, add a couple different like encounters, like you could make this good. But that's like being a PC gamer. It's like that's like finishing the game for the developer. That doesn't mean the game is good. It's like I had to finish it for you. No. It's like I took the crap that you didn't finish and I finished it for you. So it's like
and in all retrospect,
yeah,
it's not that the look. I'm just going to be honest here. It's not that the campaign alone can't be fun.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
there's definitely good stuff about this. It's the premise is cute, that it's Mike's D&D campaign. The setup is nice. It's great to have a copy of the Demogorgon, and even after everything we've said, this is definitely not the worst campaign I've seen. That is you can do so much worse.
No, it's not the worst campaign. Yeah, you really could. You could do a lot worse than this.
If anything, it's just too easy. It's it's like this is a million times better. Like, Via the New Legends is the worst role-playing game I've ever seen. That game is unplayable. The Russian dude who wrote that spent more time figuring out, like, how you can roll the dice than actually building a fucking game. It's nowhere near that bad. So, I mean...
It's on the level of this. If the game wasn't so easy, I wouldn't have a problem.
Right.
If the game wasn't to the point... All right, I'm going to give everyone my 3 biggest complaints right now.
Right.
Right now, my 3 biggest complaints that lead into the biggest complaint, which is it's not good for beginners.
Right.
These are my 3 biggest complaints. My first of the 3 biggest complaints is that the pretty princess is stupid.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. It's wrong. You shouldn't be teaching players that, because you just shouldn't be teaching players the thing of, oh well, you know, you're supposed to be good and you're supposed no. If you're playing a character that is neutral good, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do lean on the side of good, but at the end of the day, you do what you have to.
Right.
You do what you want. You know, in the terms of good, you still do what you want. Chaotic good does whatever it wants. It still leans on the side of righteousness.
Right.
But whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You know, Batman and the Joker.
Yeah.
Complete opposites.
I always think of like chaotic good as like Wolverine. It's like you know, it's like I don't care about the law. I don't care about the rules. I care about doing what's right, whether like, you know, everybody else thinks it's wrong. You know, it's like,
well, it's just like Batman. Batman, yeah. I put under a chaotic good circumstance.
Right.
It is he does good.
Yeah.
He's a vindicator for justice, right?
Right.
Actually, I'll put him as neutral good.
Well, allegedly, Batman can fit under every single alignment, but that's another story. It's like,
but I mean, the basis of Batman is chaotic good.
Batman is like the dragon over deity. It's like,
yeah,
it's Ione. Batman is all.
Batman is all, but at the end of the day, Batman is good.
Right.
Chaotic good. You know, he does what he has to. He won't kill, but he does what he needs.
Right.
If it involves death, it has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while the Joker is chaotic evil, completely opposites.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they are one and the same.
Yeah.
They do what they want. They do what they have to. You know, they're one and the same character.
Yeah.
The pretty princess, you can do whatever, you can say whatever you want. This pretty princess is a pretty princess of bullshit who cannot be hit except for criticals, and then whenever you take 31 damage at max, it shrugs it off. That is absolute bullshit. You shouldn't be teaching new players this, and you can't force upon new players, oh, this pretty princess is also good.
Right.
You know, that's just wrong, and I don't believe that players should be subjugated to such trash.
Right.
So that's my first complaint. My second complaint is that you have a paladin that is armor class of 20.
Right.
You're going to give the paladin the sword.
Right.
So you might as well give him the sword, because he's going to have it. He's the vindicator of justice, you know, and he's going to take that sword and he's going to break it off in someone's asshole.
Right.
You know, and it's and at that point you have an overpowered character who can single-handedly dominate this campaign.
Yeah.
You know, and that's ridiculous. That's too much. You know, and in all honesty, the cleric could probably do it too.
Yeah.
In fact, the cleric could do it easier.
I mean, I don't know if Mike's using old school cleric rules, and it's like, oh, you can't touch a sharpened blade. You got to use a mace or something like that. If if he's doing that.
No.
But if
5e.
Yeah, 5e. So fuck it. Your cleric's using a sword.
The cleric's not only using a sword, the cleric can heal himself, he has fire magic, he has radiant damage, he can do whatever he wants.
Your god is mildly irritated that you're using a sword when you shouldn't be. It's like don't be eating meat on Friday, unless you forget. Just do whatever you want.
He is a fucking... The cleric then has a 19 armor class is nothing to sneeze at either.
Right.
Especially level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to sneeze at. Not really many things, if anything, is going to hit you.
Yeah.
And if we're using the benefit of the player, self-ruling, 19s don't hit the cleric.
Right.
Has to be a 20 or a crit.
Yeah.
A crit or above, which most things aren't going to hit.
Yeah.
So at that point, even the cleric can solo run this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So when your two biggest armor class guys can solo run this campaign, that's ridiculous. Now we get on to the big one. It's too easy. No, that falls under the paladin rule, I guess. We'll put that in the paladin on the same level. And I guess number one could be that your main baddie is a Thessal Hydra.
Yeah.
And not the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's and again, the Thessal Hydra, it should probably just be a regular Hydra. It probably should just be like a fire-breathing Greek mythological Hydra if you're not going to be the Demogorgon. But you're a Stranger Things role-playing game. It should be the Demogorgon.
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be the Demogorgon, because the fact is that is your main thing. That is your main, selling point, is the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Do you know how disappointed I was when I saw that the Demogorgon was so weak?
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. I was like, really? All this leading up to something that took 3 turns to kill.
And a 6 hit die creature is somehow stronger than it for no apparent reason.
And no one...
Yeah.
No one got killed.
Yeah.
No one got hit. No one got hurt.
And again, I think this whole thing is cute. Again, don't pay full price for it. But if you want it on your shelf, eventually get it on your shelf. But don't pay full price for it. Wait for it to be nice and cheap. I feel like
I know you were playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. I feel like
I know you were playing devil's advocate.
Yes.
And I know you were trying to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I can just tell that there are things in here that just bother you.
Yes, it does. And I feel like if you really want the Stranger Things experience, you're better off taking the Demogorgon from this game, modifying it so it's more dangerous, and then either running it in either Modern D20 or Call of Cthulhu. And basically, that's a better way to doing it. A better way of doing it. Basically, I think there's definitely room for a really good D20 Modern or Call of Cthulhu Stranger Things game. Perhaps an old school World of Darkness Stranger Things game. You could probably even take the Demogorgon and convert it to World of Darkness or do something similar. New World of Darkness actually has a book called Innocence, which is specifically designed for playing child mortal characters, and even the ID 4chan guys even suggested perfect for running a Stranger Things game. They even said it. So it's that's probably a better option if you want something more accurate to Stranger Things. It's a cute little gimmick, but that's what makes it distinct, but it's also what hurts it, because there's it's a cute idea. It's probably a good first step, but in terms of doing a really good Stranger Things role-playing game, there's so much more work could be done to make this better, and it's not there. I would totally take the Demogorgon, spruce it up a little bit, make it a little more threatening, and then use it in Call of Cthulhu. The Demogorgon should do sanity damage to people. If you look at the Demogorgon, you need to make a will save, otherwise you're going to take sanity damage. That's you could suffer sanity loss by looking at it. That should definitely be a thing.
Or you'll quiver in fear and lose a turn.
Yeah, it should be a little bit more powerful. It should probably have more 80 to 90 hit points. It should have damage reduction. It should have a bunch of in Call of Cthulhu, you are not supposed to fight the Elder Things. You're not supposed to fight Shoggoths. You're not supposed to fight the deep ones. You're not supposed to fight like you can. Mind you, you can, especially if you're rolling with like deep, like Dungeons and Dragons type characters. You can kill these things, and it's like especially in like Pulp Cthulhu. It's like it's less about like again Spoonie's whole advice is like you should never fight these things ever. That's total fucking bullshit. Sometimes you gotta fight it. Sometimes you and there are rules so you can, but it's like it should be difficult to fight these things. It should be dealing with them on a constant base can drive you insane. It should always be a risk when dealing with like Cthulhuoid things. And there's a lot of made homebrew stuff for Call of Cthulhu based off of horror properties, including Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Hellraiser. And they will go to the level to modify that. I think Stranger Things is one of those properties that should be treated that way. Stranger Things does many good things as a show, but it is definitely a horror property. And it's like, and yeah, the Demogorgons, the Upside Down, it is terrifying. It is otherworldly. It is Lovecraftian. It's based off of Stephen King. Stephen King was influenced heavily by Lovecraft. So it's there. It's right for it. It's like the Demogorgon should be dealing sanity damage to people that encounter it. And it should be... I think the better Stranger Things experience is being like a level 1 to 3 modern D20 character or investigator. Where, guess what? You're a strong hero or a charismatic hero. You've got, like... You know, your punches can ignore one hardness. Great. You don't get any of the benefits. Like, you definitely don't get, modern D20 is, like, pretty well balanced. But it's like, yeah, you get bonuses to your defense. And that's basically just an automatic bonus to your AC. You get that when you level up in modern D20. But other than that, the whole point of modern D20 is you're playing an ordinary modern person. And especially if you're playing a child, you would have penalties to your stats for playing a child. I think it's like -2 to all physical stats. It's -2 to all stats, including like intelligence and like whatnot. Because you're playing a prepubescent character, you're playing a child character. But that's a challenge. That's a challenge. Like, and that's part of the show is that a bunch of kids have to go up against this Lovecraftian, otherworldly, unnatural horror, and they have to find a way to save the day. And that's part of what makes it interesting and part of what makes it exciting. If you're rolling in there with, like, a paladin who can just fucking kill this thing in 3 moves, that's what you want to play. Okay, but it's way too easy. It's like, it can be fun. Like, the Demogorgon being not that powerful would be fine if it was like an Aliens situation, where there's a bunch of them, where they're all over the place. Then, yeah, okay, then you can drop a couple here or there, but there's like 10 of them in the room. You know, it's like they still the monster should be terrifying, and the way it is, like it's set up, it's like this party could walk all over them, and that's a no-no. I would totally slap the Paragon template on the Demogorgon and probably kill the entire party with it, which I shouldn't do. But it's like, you know, Paragon's kind of the nuclear option. I'm kind of realizing that now, having used it in my own game. It's like, you can now fight DBZ characters. The party's not a DBZ party. What have I done? Oh no. Reinhardt and Zinn are gonna die. I need to metagame to get them out of there. Don't be like me. So it's like, but those are my thoughts.
Yeah, it's hard to... It's hard to actually, like, give it a... It's hard to... It was good to give it a chance.
Right.
You know, I will admit I'm happy that I gave it a chance.
Right.
I'm not happy I spent $40 on it.
Yeah.
But I'm happy I gave it a chance. You know, I'm happy that I at least sat down and read the module. And I'm happy that I can actually warn people about this game.
Yeah.
About this mod. Because at the end of the day, it's more of a thing of you can't fix... You can fix bad.
Right.
Just don't spend $40 to fix bad.
Yeah, I would
You know?
definitely, I would definitely say, I do not recommend this at full price. But basically get this if you find it, if you can find a discount on it, then add it to your collection. It's like, this is one of those things where wait till it's cheaper, wait till you can get it like really cheap on like RPG, like Drive-Thru RPG or something like that. That would be the best.
Yeah, now if you're going for a starter module,
right,
I will highly recommend the first one for 5e.
right.
Mainly because it makes you from level 1 to level 5. It gives you an understanding of how to play the game, and it lets you have fun with it as well. And it is an adventure.
Yeah.
You know, this is not an adventure.
Yeah.
This is a point A to point B.
Yeah, it's like any dungeon masters out there that want to run a Stranger Things game. Listen, you are going to have to, if you want to run this as is, you're not going to be able to run it as is. You're going to have to heavily modify this to make it challenging and make it fun for your players. I would totally take the base Demogorgon and for use in a homebrew game where you're based off of Stranger Things, you could totally take, seriously, like take the Demogorgon, run it in Modern D20, give it some more hit dice, give it some more abilities, run it in Call of Cthulhu, run it in old or new World of Darkness. You could have child characters that are modern D20 characters or investigator characters with penalties to their stats for being children. One of those characters could have some levels in Scion. Boom, there's 11. You got a Stranger Things game. And you could have a lot of fun with that, but you'd have to, there's room here to start making a really good Stranger Things game, but you're gonna have to do a lot of work to make it good. So it's a cute idea, but basically, not recommended at full price. Like wait till it goes on sale. Wait till it's cheap. That's my recommendation. If you must have it as part of your collection, like I do, so it's like,
yeah. If you have to have it, be my guest, whatever. But if you're actually looking for a review on it, don't ever purchase this.
Yeah.
That.
Enjoy the Lost Knight, the Pretty Princess. At the very least, statter. At very least, roll up her stats and hope you roll low. Give this bitch a 3 in strength and intelligence or something like that. I don't know. Give her a weakness. Give her a flaw. Don't make her.
Yeah, give her something. Give her something in which, like, the paladin isn't deballed.
Right.
You know.
You can even make her better. Make her badass, but just don't make her invincible. Don't fucking do that shit. So,
yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. But at the end of the day,
maybe she is undead and just has regeneration. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's just immune to all damage. Because Mike didn't. Second edition, Mike didn't build her properly. That's what it was.
Yeah, maybe. But at the end of the day, Peeler, it is just our opinions.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we still, this is one thing that we have to let people know is that, make sure you do your research before buying something like this, because I didn't.
Right.
And watch more reviews, especially ours.
Yes.
This is our first one.
Yes.
So if you like
I've
them,
done reviews before where I've gotten on like a big fat person and complained about Dark Phoenix. I've done that before, but I don't think we've ever done an RPG review here.
Yeah, I'm happy with RPG reviews. I like reviewing things like this, and if you want to see more, like and subscribe to Peeler because he definitely damn well deserves it.
Thank you, sir.
Comment if you have any other reviews that you'd like us to do. I can do some. Again, my big thing is Peeler is devil's advocate.
Yes.
Which I have to have. I have to have a devil's advocate.
I'm good for that.
Because if I don't have a devil's advocate at the end of the day, I'm just gonna wreck this thing.
Yeah.
I have to keep people or myself in line.
I wouldn't just don't. Let's not do a review of the live-action Resident Evil movies because then someone else is gonna have to be the devil's advocate, and I might curse them out. It's like
the live-action
Mila Jovovich and fuck you.
Yeah, the live-action what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, they made
yeah.
3 CGI movies, right? Those are the good ones.
Yeah, yeah. So, but at the end of the day, we do thank you guys for watching. So I think we should cut it off now and let it let everybody just watch and see what they think. Leave us your opinions in the comment section. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.
This has been Kiba, and this is the Dread Pirate saying, happy gaming, folks. Catch y'all later.